there's everybody from Johnny Cash to Steve Miller to Jimi Hendrix to Jim Morrison, and then they're the Groupies. And I shot, my best stuff was like 68, 69. Those were the best years, the halcyon years. When I first started shooting for Rolling Stone, I was living in the Haight-Ashbury, and many of the bands lived in the Haight-Ashbury, and so we were just all friends. We'd see each other on the street, we'd hang out, and there was no business to the music at that point. And I watched as the business became bigger than the music. I mean, Woodstock was a game changer, dramatic game changer. When the promoters saw that they could have a festival of 300,000 people, it was ka-ching, 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 and then they started all following Woodstock and doing big, huge stadium concerts, and and what I saw backstage were this particular group of women coming back there. Their outfits were, clearly they put a lot of time and effort into putting their outfits together. And for a visual guy, I thought, wow, this is pretty cool. I'd like to photograph them. So I proposed the idea to Jan Wenner, the editor and the founder of Rolling Stone. And he said, yeah, go see what, he assigned a writer. He said, go see what it is. And we're so fascinated with the subject, it became an entire issue. And from that issue, the cover, I remember the cover shot, we bought the back page of the New York Times. The headline was, when we tell you what a groupie is, will you really understand? And so the idea was, we understand, and we're going to tell you, but something's out there happening, Mr. Jones, that you don't know what it is, but if you read Rolling Stone, you'll find out what it is. So I had my tour of duty at Rolling Stone, and it was phenomenal. And then these women came along, friends of mine, and they said, we need your advice about how we want to start a fashion magazine that's similar to what you did with Rolling Stone, that was really the true picture of the fashion industry and stuff like that. And we discovered that true fashion starts on the street, and it works its way up into the design studios. And that was how we approached it. So, and we called it rags because, oh, you're in the rag trade, right? So the Groupies had such a good time being feminine and expressing their femininity, and part of that was their sexuality. But they brought something to the table. They brought their outfit, they brought their intelligence. Sometimes those women knew more about music than the musicians themselves. And another thing that was very interesting was the influence that their dress had upon the musicians. For example, a friend of mine, she had a really nice belt, this kind of metal ring belt that she was wearing. She was talking to Jimi Hendrix, and Jimmy said, oh, that's a really cool belt. And she said, here it is, it's yours. So he took that belt and made it a hat band. And that became his, he wore that hat with that hat band for a long time. And that is that's a very definite example of how the influence went between the Groupies and the musicians. And that's why I started photographing not only the musicians, but the hippies and the world around their clothes changed. That was what rags was all about, the clothes, the change of clothes. You could see society's change through the music, hear it through the music, see it through the clothes. And there were big changes going on right then. I remember my dad, who was in business and wanted me to be successful. He saw that I wore jeans, and he said, look, don't wear jeans, dress up. He said, because if you dress up, you'll make the correct impression upon the people you want to impress. Well, jeans made the correct impression upon the people I wanted to impress. That was fun. You're the best.